Scientia intuitiva as scientia prima. The first science was intuitively inspired. The aim of scientia intuitiva, said Spinoza, is to find behind things and events laws and their eternal relations. What the seers cognized in higher states of consciousness, in cosmic consciousness and above, came to be known as the 12 intuitive sciences, and these collectively came to be known as the eternal Vedas. Hence, these sciences are said to be divine in origin. Descendite cielo, they come from heaven. They were never written, they were heard. What the seers still hear is only an infinitesimal portion of the infinite Vedas. Anandavai Veda, they have been defined as the breath of the eternal. Welcome to eastrovedica.com. I am G. Kumar. Well, we'll talk about universal time. 1 degree of longitude is 4 minutes, and time is calculated based on longitude. The calculations of sunrise and ascendant are based on latitude, and these mathematical values vary from latitude to latitude. The Vedic concept of time is based on the celestial phenomenon of the rotation of the earth round its own axis and its movement round the sun. One constitutes the celestial sphere and the other the ecliptic sphere. The second biggest planet in our solar system, Saturn, is one of the most important planets. 700 Earths can be fit into Saturn. He is the indicator of sorrow, and if he be benign, the horoscopian will be a wise one, freed from sorrow. If he be weak, the horoscopian will be melancholic and depressed, and unable to come out of the web of the sorrow of the temporal. Well, we'll talk about the Saturnian effects in the 12 houses. Saturn in the ascendant. Saturn in the ascendant is not good from the perspective of health. There may be physical ailments during childhood. Laziness takes control. Saturn in the second house. In the second, Saturn makes one not above want and prone to lying, will live in foreign lands, will be a lover of justice. Well, Saturn in the third house makes one very intelligent, liberal minded, will have strength of character and will be adventurous, will have subordinates and all comforts of life. Saturn in the fourth house. Saturn in tenancy of the fourth indicates affliction to the heart, will lack happiness and mental peace, will be crooked and will be a violator of social norms, will live in foreign lands. Saturn in the fifth house will lack happiness and pleasure from children if Saturn is in the fifth, will lack intelligence and will be fickle-minded, but will have high longevity. Saturn in the sixth house. Saturn in the sixth is the destroyer of enemies, will have all the pleasures of the mundane, will be a voracious eater. Wealth will grace you in no uncertain measure. Saturn in the seventh house will be equivalent to a king as the royal planet of liberation becomes posited in a quadrant. Saturn has full directional strength in the seventh, but some negative traits develop like lack of mental peace and happiness. Laziness also manifests. Well, Saturn in the eighth house makes one prone to illness, will be crooked, sorrowful, and will be abandoned by relatives. Saturn in the ninth house makes one egotistic, without much wealth, and devoid of happiness from father, will indulge in sinful acts. Saturn in the 10th makes one have scholarship, intelligence, virility, and will be a leader of assemblies, will be well off in life. Saturn in the 11th house, this is the best position for Saturn to be in, makes one highly determined, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Saturn in the 12th, Saturn makes one devoid of happiness and wealth, will be tormented by illnesses, will be subject to the machinations of enemies. Please subscribe to our videos at http://www.youtube.com/zodiacastro1.